Huh. Hey everybody, it's Matt Lortz here, and I'm going to do something like everybody's done. Some people have taken it to the extreme. They actually have TV shows where they get to sit around and talk about their favorite music all day. A lot of morning DJs get to sit down in their studios or wherever they're at and like shoot the shit with their friends and get paid for that. I don't know that I'm getting paid for anything, but I do like to talk about music. I love music. I love metal. I grew up as a metal kid, you know, and it was an interesting time back in the 80s when heavy metal had taken a different direction and actually became probably one of the more popular forms of music for a good chunk of the later 80s. And for a lot of years, metal was shunned, so to speak. A lot of years, people kind of looked down on us and said, "Oh, well, hard rock and heavy metal." But there came a point, you know, where you could no longer ignore heavy metal. I mean, it's still ignored to this day. The day, you know, Ronnie James Dio passed away, they had Gary Coleman on the cover of People magazine, and they didn't even mention Ronnie James Dio and his passing. Things like that insult us and make us a little leery about, you know, the state of the world. But we do have cool things like that metal show on VH1 with Eddie Trunk and those guys, and they love to sit around and talk about metal. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to, you know, pick some albums. We'll talk about some music, maybe just see where we go, you know, just sitting on the couch. You can't get any more Wayne's World than this, right? You know? Hopefully someday I'll come out with a theme song. But you got to have that in order to make it totally metal. But that's what we're gonna do, you know. We're gonna Wayne's World it. We're gonna chill out. I'll tell you some funny stories, and we'll just go over things hard rock and heavy metal, right? And probably, you know, every once in a while I'm gonna throw in some other stuff because you, as a listener of music, should not limit yourself just to metal. I mean, you know, even your gods, your heroes, you know, they listen to different stuff too. So, you know, you look around and you say to yourself, you know, it's got to. It's got to. I don't know what that meant. I really don't. But anyways, that's what we're going to do, you know, and some people are going to, you know, mock and some people are going to dig, and hopefully we get a little following going on and we'll just keep this going and, you know, have fun with it. The other day I was kind of perusing some stuff, looking around. I have Eddie Trunk. He's on my, you know, my Facebook and my Instagram, and a lot of people are a little angry at Eddie. A lot of people think he's sold out. A lot of people think that, you know, all he does is name drop, that, you know, he's here hanging out with so-and-so and they're, you know, close friends and stuff, and he does a lot of name dropping. I love Eddie Trunk. I think, you know, anybody that loves hard rock and heavy metal and they're putting it out there for the masses, I think that's super cool. Do I agree with everything he says? Absolutely not. I mean, Eddie's favorite band is UFO, so I'm not saying there's anything wrong with UFO. but that's not my favorite band. I like Michael Schenker. I love Michael Schenker. The first 4 Michael Schenker group albums are some of my favorite albums of all time. Am I a huge UFO fan? Not really. I mean, they're cool. Strangers in the Night, Lights Out, that kind of stuff. It's cool. It's all right. But anyways, but I saw a thing, and it was on YouTube, and it was an interview with Paul Stanley from Kiss, and he was sitting up on the stage, and all these people were sitting around him, like oohing and eyeing on him, and somebody in the audience asked him, about that metal show and if he would ever be on it, and he kind of chuckled, and he kind of came off as like and he said that it was Wayne's World, and that he didn't think he'd ever be a part of that. Like, it was weird, because here's a guy that spent most of his adult life with a big star on his eye and red lipstick, dancing around in high heels and a shirt open to his crotch, and singing. I mean, have you heard every Kiss song? Because I have. Anyways, I was kind of offended by it. I mean, Eddie Trunk and them, they're huge Kiss fans. They love Kiss. And yet, here's a guy like, he was just, I don't know, somebody needed to slap the taste out of his mouth, because have you seen Kiss Meets the Phantom of the Park? Here's a guy that took like a pint of his own blood and dumped it into a vat of comic book ink for Marvel Comics back in the 70s so they could print the Kiss comics with the band's blood in them. Here's a guy that hangs out with a guy that sells coffins with the Kiss logo on them. In fact, like Dimebag Darrell was buried in a Kiss coffin. And this guy's mocking Wayne's World? This guy's mocking Eddie Trunk. This guy's mocking his fans that are true to him. Wow, what a douche move. Anyways, maybe Paul will be on the show, and then I can tell him what I really feel. But anyways, this is Matt's Metal Show. This is kind of a blurb, just kind of an introduction. We're going to sit here on the couch, and we're going to sit here in my lovely living room, and we're going to, I'll have my boy Jacob, who's watching Fantasia right now. He'll be with me. We'll be rocking. Yeah. Hopefully that name that tune. And we'll have the pick of destiny. So, join us and see what's going on, and hopefully we'll have some fun. Maybe people will comment and see what we could do. I have a couple ideas on what I'm going to do with the show, and we'll go from there. So until we get back together again, stay metal, everybody.